Thank you for staying with me on our ARCH modeling series. I have covered the basics of ARCH modeling in 2 videos. Please make sure you watch them. I've shown you how to simulate an ARCH model. I've shown you how to test for ARCH effects. So this video is about estimating ARCH models. Please endeavor to watch all these prerequisite videos before you watch this one. As mentioned in my previous video, I'll be taking a study approach in this video tutorial. How do I mean? I'm writing a dissertation or a thesis or a manuscript, and one of my study objectives is to forecast the volatility of returns of any stock. So to do that, these are the steps I have to take. It's always good for you to plot the series for visualization to know whether it evidences volatility clustering or not. Then test for the presence of ARCH by using OLS. We have just done that. Afterwards, if you cannot reject the null hypothesis of no ARCH effects, then there is no need for you to estimate an ARCH model. But if that null hypothesis is rejected, then it's good for you to estimate an ARCH model. We have realized that ARCH effects exist in that model, so we proceed to estimate an ARCH1 model. Afterwards, the results will be interpreted. So just outline these steps and simply follow. It will guide you if you have a very similar study objective to mine. So if you are ready, let's get started. I'll be using the arch.wf1 data from Asteru and all. I have provided the link for you. Click on it on the net and you can download the data, but I prefer that you use your own data so that you can follow my steps and see what results you will obtain. So this was where we stopped the last time, where we're able to reject the null hypothesis of no ARCH effects. So to estimate the ARCH model, we click on estimate. We change method from least squares now to ARCH, and in this equation estimation dialog box is divided into 2 parts. The upper part gives you the mean equation, and the lower part gives you the variance equation. The variance equation gives you the results for the ARCH model. In this box, when we have GARCH-1, I'm changing it to 0 because we are only estimating an ARCH-1 model. We are not estimating a threshold GARCH, so this one remains at 0. Every other thing looks fine. I'm not changing anything. If you click on options here, I'm leaving it the way they are because I'm following the methods as detailed by Asteru and Hall. So I'm not changing anything here. In some textbooks, I've seen them change 0.7 to 1 to an unconditional parameter. But even when I estimated, the result does not change much. So I'll go back to Asteru and Hall's procedure. So I leave every other thing the way they are and I click OK. So here we have the outcome of the ARCH model. Dependent variable you can see is the returns to the FTSE stock. Important that you see the method as maximum likelihood. I have moved this output to PowerPoint, so let's go there for proper explanation and interpretation. Before I proceed to interpret the results, like I always tell you, it is important that you plot your series. Don't just go straight to estimation. Your reviewer will want to see the trend of whatever variable you're analyzing. So always take time to plot your series and just write some notes underneath. In this case, in plotting the returns to the FTSE, I observe that there are evidences of volatility clustering, where you have large changes followed by further large changes, and you have small changes followed by smaller changes, and so on. We have wild periods and we have calm periods. So always good for you to take time to plot your graph before you proceed to estimating. So this is what I just showed you. Make sure you get it correctly. So here we are. Here's the outcome of ARCH-1 model as estimated. The upper part, as emphasized, is the main equation, gives you the outcome of the main equation, and the lower part gives you the outcome of the variance equation. Beta naught, given by C constant, is the mean value of the stock return, given as 0.0004. which I have written here. I've extracted it here. And by constructing the ARCH-1 model, this is what you have upon estimation. So you can easily construct it. Remember I said the variance information provides you the results for the ARCH model. So in constructing your ARCH model, upon estimation, this is what you should have. Beta naught here is a constant, which is this, 0.00007 plus the squared residual, the lag of the squared residual, which is 0.161. And we can see the P, we can see the Z statistic, at 7.97 and the p-value significant at 1% level. So this is how you construct the ARCH-1 model upon estimation. So for the lower section, for emphasis, the variance equation gives the result of the ARCH model. This is the lower section we are talking about. The time-varying volatility includes a constant, which is this, and a component that depends on past errors, which is this. The ARCH effect is statistically significant. The ARCH effect, this is the coefficient, this is the z statistic, and this is the p-value. So ARCH effect is statistically significant in this model. Recall, the underlying assumption is that beta naught must be positive and beta 1 must lie between 0 and 1. So let's check out our variance equation to see if it fits this assumption. Beta naught is positive, as you can see here, 0.00007 is positive, and beta 1 lies between 0 and 1, as you can see, is 0.161. If beta 1 is greater than 1, that model is explosive. So it should lie between 0 and 1. So this is how you estimate an ARCH-1 model. It's very simple. Just follow my procedure and follow my simple interpretation. You can also look up other papers to see how they analyze their results, just to support what you have obtained from this video. By way of emphasis, please make sure you read up. Video tutorials are not sufficient. There are so many papers on ARCH modeling. Kindly avail yourself with those information. So I've concluded estimating ARCH models. My next video will be on forecasting ARCH volatility in EViews. Once again, thank you for watching. Thank you for staying with me. Thank you for supporting my channel. Thank you for sharing my links with your friends, students, and colleagues in the academic community. Please don't go away. I'll be right back with a video on forecasting.